everyone, welcome to our channel. Here we bring professionals every week from different sectors of the corporate to discuss what they're doing in their jobs, how did they get there, and also give some important interview and CV tips. Today with us we have Gurmeet, who is an associate research analyst at London Stock Exchange Group. So whoever is looking for a job in finance, please stay on till the end to get some important CV and interview tips. Joining us today, how are you?
I'm good, Akshita. How are you?
Good. So should we start with our interview?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so just to give our audience a little brief about you, what degree in undergraduation have you pursued?
I pursued BA Economics Honors in my undergraduation from Christ University.
Okay, and where are you currently working?
I'm currently working at London Stock Exchange Group as an
Okay.
associate research analyst.
All right. So you're a research analyst, Gurmeet. So what kind of activities or projects are you performing as a research analyst at your company currently?
So as a part of my current job role, I'm working on projects in the European market, the US market, and the Indian market. So my basically day-to-day job is regarding conducting investigative and in-depth research on financial risk and regulatory compliance in all these three markets. And we flag these potential financial risks and provide the same information to our clients on a daily basis.
All right. So as a fresher, what kind of platforms or what kind of softwares are you using on a daily basis?
So my job is essentially more about financial research and financial operations. So for the purpose of operations and analysis, hands down, it's Excel. And the second most important platform which we are using for the purpose of research is Dante.
All right. So what kind of skills have you acquired till now from your job?
So I would say it is essentially analytical skills and research skills. Also, obviously, I think that I had those skills before applying to the job itself, but as a part of my current job role, I've enhanced these skills. Apart from that, team management skills, the interpersonal skills, and the organizational skills are the soft skills which have improved during the current job role.
All right. So how much of economics that you've studied or whatever you've studied in your undergraduation do you think you're currently using in your job?
Yeah, I think so, because the fundamental of economics is the fundamental of finance itself, and both finance and economics are the different sides of the same coin. So I hands down believe that economics and the fundamentals are basically helping me a lot in my current job role. In addition to this, the online certificate courses which I took during my college days are also helping me in my current job role.
Okay, can you inform us a little more about the kind of certifications that you did in your graduation?
Yeah, so I did a lot of certificate courses during my college days. To name a few, I did courses such as financial markets, financial development, financial inclusion, macroeconomic diagnostics, etc. from Coursera and EDX. So these courses provided me an idea of how the financial markets worked and how do financial institutions work in the current market scenario. And these courses are coming in a lot handy in my current job role.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure that, a lot of us, and given that even I studied economics, I mean, have you always known that you wanted to go in finance, or is it something that you realized, during your graduation or maybe when you started sitting for placements?
Yeah, so when I was doing my undergraduation, I was always inclined towards the financial and the business world, but I didn't know the technicalities of the financial and business world. So it was definitely during my undergraduation that I understood these technicalities and the fundamentals of the financial world. And that is when I decided that I have to pursue a career in the finance world.
All right. That's nice to hear. So, how did you get your current job? Was it an on-campus placement process, or did you apply off-campus?
Off-campus placements, and I applied for this job role through my networking and through LinkedIn.
Through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of our audience, they're not really aware of how to apply. I mean, we all know that there's the easy application on LinkedIn, but still, I mean, I'm sure that there are about 10,000 to about a lakh people who are applying for one job position opening on LinkedIn. So how did you apply, and how was your experience, applying through LinkedIn and getting that job?
So I believe that applying through off-campus placements can get a little bit of hectic, and you always don't know what is the right way to approach for off-campus placements. and especially through LinkedIn. So what I believe from my personal experience is that whenever you apply through LinkedIn, there is an option that you can follow certain pages or certain papers according to your interests, and LinkedIn automatically gives you recommendations of people sharing a similar interest and similar career field in which you want to build a career yourself. So my approach was to follow those kind of people and connect with them, maybe through emails or through DMs or something, and connect with them and ask them if they have any job opportunity in their companies, or if they know if a current job opening apart from what the usual job recommendations that LinkedIn shows us. And apart from that, I believe that you need to create a strong LinkedIn profile in order to highlight your profile so that the recruiters can understand that you are someone. You just need to have the ample amount of information on your LinkedIn profile, not too much or not too less. So just highlight what your strengths are and how you're fit for the current job role. So for me, as I wanted to build a career in finance and I wanted to apply for a financial role. So if you will see my LinkedIn profile, it is basically all about finance, be it the projects that I undertook, be the internships which I did, or be it the online courses which I did. So these are the highlights of my LinkedIn profile. And I believe that plays a very important or pivotal role in you getting or securing a job.
Right. Those are good tips for our audience as well. So, Gurmeet, can you brief us a little about how your interview was with London Stock Exchange?
So so my interview was basically 2 rounds of interview, apart from the initial screening and everything. So one was the HR interview, and the other one was a technical round. So the first one was the HR interview, and after technical round. Yeah.
Okay. So, which was the most difficult question that was asked from you in maybe your technical as well as your HR round, maybe one of each?
Yeah, so for the HR interview, I believe that the most important or most difficult question that was asked to me that like really stunned me at that point of time was they asked me about conflict management, but it was not a usual conflict management situation. They asked me to imagine if I'm already working in the company and I'm in the company and I have to work with a person who doesn't share my similar work ethics or doesn't work in the same way that I operate. And we have been both assigned a project and we have to come up with a concrete plan by the end of the day. So how are you going to work with a person with whom you have never worked before, and what will your approach be to finish that project? So that was something which like really threw me off my chair that point of time. The other round, for the technical round, I believe it was not a very technical question, because I believe in technical interview round, there's always a right or a wrong answer. So it is right or it is wrong. But there was this one open-ended question which was asked by my hiring manager during my interview process, which was basically about, he asked me where do you see the financial world going in the next 5 years, and what do you think your role will be in, like, for the job you're applying, in that frame or in that light, what your role will be and how will you play an important role in the financial world in the next 5 years. So the common answers the answer which popped to my head at that point of mine was the evolution of cryptocurrencies and the whole Bitcoin scenario and everything. So I answered that, but again he wanted me to think out of the box, and he wanted me to show my strengths and my my, what do I say, my strengths, how do I play an important role in both in that market, and how in my current job situation of the job role which I'm applying, how can I help in the evolution of the financial market in the next 5 or 10 years from now.
Wow, those are some good questions. So you asked some CV centric questions as well?
Yeah, there were some CV centric questions, basically because of my work experience. So I did a lot of internships in the financial background before applying to the job. So they asked me about my internships, not basically about what I did, but how did whatever I did, how did that affect the company, or my impact on that company during that internship? So that was the the question they asked me. And the other question was regarding my position which I had during my college days. So how am I a team player, or what my organizational skills, and what do I think about that? So these were the 2 basic CV-centric questions that were asked to me.
All right. So Gurmeet, I mean, we have a lot of college students, who want to apply for a role in finance. They come and ask us, what kind of professional courses should we do, or what kind of certifications should we take up?
Yeah.
So do you have any sort of advice for them?
So for a fresher, if you're a fresher, I also want to do a CFA program in the future. But if you're fresher, you just always start with doing some online courses through these Coursera or EDX or these platforms. And after that, if you want to really build a good career in finance, for some proper certifications like the CFA program or something like that, and that would really help you go a long way and become successful in the financial world.
Right. And just any general word of advice for all the college students who want to go for finance, from your experience of these 6 to 7 months in the industry.
Yeah, so from my experience, what I believe, or my only word of advice to the college students out there is that please be updated of your happenings, of the global happenings, of what is happening around the world, because that play a very important role in the financial world. You must think that these skills are not required right now, but that would definitely be a requirement in like 5 or 10 years from now. So if you want to learn some new language, programming language or something, go for it. Even if it is not required in a current job role or current role, go for it, and always try to push your boundaries. So that will be my only word of advice.
That's great. Thank you, Gurmeet, for joining us today. We're sure that all the students will take a lot back from you. And thank you for taking out your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.